Big news today. John Wall has finally found a new home, and free agency starts tomorrow. So first thing we're going to start off is John Wall. John Wall has finally found a new home, as in the Los Angeles Clippers. Now I'm gonna give you some reasons why that is good and bad for John Wall. The first things first is good. He found a new home. He found somebody that actually take him in, and don't forget he joined the Houston Rockets because James Harden was on the team and Boogie Cousins, and Boogie Cousins and John Wall were both on the same college team in Kentucky, and they dominated back there. So they joined the Houston Rockets with the expectations that they could do something like that over here with James Harden. And we all know how that went down. It was a big disaster. James Harden talking about the team ain't good enough, this, and that. And now look what James Harden's at. Struggling to even take the 76ers to the Western Conference Finals with one of the best players ever as a big man, Joel Embiid. But I'm just happy for John Wall. But one of the bad things about going to an LA team is they exploit your weaknesses and your strengths. What I mean by that is just look at Russell Westbrook. He was everybody thought he was an amazing player over there in OKC, averaging a triple-double season upon season upon season, just averaging triple-doubles like it was nothing. Hitting game winners in the playoffs like it was nothing. Posterizing people like it was nothing. But then when he went to the LA team and people started tuning in every single game. Now just look. I said OKC, they are a small market team. And they're not as big as they were when James Harden and KD were when they won the Western Conference Finals in the finals. They're a small market team. They don't have big revenues or a lot of people tuning into their team, as in compared to the LA Lakers. As a LA Laker, you have expectations of winning a game, winning the championship every year, and if you don't, it's not just a failure, it's a disaster. It's all hell break loose. And then after that, it just goes downhill. You have the memes, the Russell Westbrook, and farther down the line, you got more and more and more. This, and that. But, I wish John Wall the best of luck. But just saying that it's going to be hard for John Wall. John Wall has to play A1. And if he doesn't play A1, he could be out the league by next year. Now that's a wild statement, but I'm just speaking facts. You go to a LA team that, like I said, is gonna zoom in on your strengths and your weaknesses. Now let's look at John Wall's strengths and weaknesses. Right, he's very crazy with the ball, in a good way, very fast with it. I want to say he's one of the fastest people with the ball in his hand in the league. He's amazing around the rim. Mid-range is, but then let's look at his three. His three is boo-boo. Now, it's better than Russell Westbrook, but it's still not by a high percentage. So all I got to say is, John Wall, you got to play to high expectations. You took a year or 2 years off. A year. I want to say a year. And, Al Horford did the same thing, everybody. Al Horford was on the OKC. OKC was in rebuild mode and eventually told him, look, we don't need you this year. Go out there, sit down, do what you need to do. We don't need you this year, blah, blah, blah. But Al Horford put that work in. Got his body in the best shape he could. His legs was feeling great. Went on the Celtics team. Brought him to the final. Didn't bring him to the finals, but got to the finals, and he shined when the biggest lights were upon him. He did amazing. I want to say Game 6. If y'all are watching Game 6, man, was Ray Allen for real. He was hitting back to back to back to back threes towards the end of the game. trying just to keep him in the game. So if John Wall can come back even better, then that's great for him. He done established another 3 to 4 years in the league. But if he comes back this year and has one of the worst percentages ever in his career and this and that, I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, John Wall, but you're probably out, man. You're probably out. You know, I'm happy for you to go to a new home and everything, but big expectations going over there in LA. Big expectations. Big expectations. But now let's move on, and we're gonna go to the free agency for the Houston Rockets. Now I have a list of the top free agency in my eyes, and we have Miles Bridges, Colin Sexton, Montrezl Harrell, Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, and Ayton. Now, out of all those players, I feel like the best chance we have is getting Miles Bridges. Now, the reason I say that is, look, Miles Bridges would fit our team, not perfectly, not good, but better than anybody on this list, and it's better than Tate. You know, if we don't find a replacement, Tate is going to be in the starting lineup. Now, me personally, I don't like Tate in the starting lineup. The way we're starting to move, you gotta shoot. And if Şengün is shooting way better than you, Tate, you ain't gonna last long in this NBA. You know, I was telling one of my friends that it's not a inside-out game anymore. It's a outside-in game. So if you can't shoot the three at a efficient rate where somebody has to respect you, then you know you ain't gonna survive long in this league. And now you may ask yourself, well, look at Draymond Green. Draymond Green does not shoot at all. You know, this and that. But I'll tell you this: if Draymond Green was not on the Golden State Warriors, bro would be a nobody. Be real with yourself. Bro would be a nobody. So, like, I'm sorry to tell you this, Tate, but if you can't shoot three at an efficient rate, then it ain't gonna look good for you. So let's look at Kevin Martin Jr. You know, in the beginning of the season, his 3-point was boo-boo. But towards the end, he started to pull it with more confidence and starting to actually make them. So just saying that, I know Tate can overall get his 3 up if he practices and makes it his primary focus. But this towards the end of the video, so if you like it, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.